Hey guys, this is Julie. Good afternoon. We're going to do our aftermarket wrap right now. We got trapped in this range. It was expected. In fact, if we look at the trade plan today, the first thing it said was that this range was going to be from 57.30 to 57.72 in that zone, and then, break out of that straddle. And so we did get below the 57.30 briefly to touch the gap line, and then it bounced right back up above my 57.42, which I was so concerned about all day. It's my, 6 month one. I don't want it to get below that. I want price to be above it. Because if we start trading below the 6 month ones, it's going to be a bear market. And we don't want a bear market. We want the bulls to come in, take price back up, and get it back inside their delta neutral, inside the 6 months distribution. But the reason they're not doing that now is due to the end of the month. And they'd already moved their risk out. So when they move the risk out, they don't want it to come back in. So when they jumped this monthly three, I got real excited. I thought for sure it was going to take off because they'd already let it go back in. At least take off up to here to 5,900 or 58.50. So it did come back to test the monthly three, and that gap line was filled. So we filled the gap on NDX, we filled it on NQ, we filled it on the Dow, but the SPX did not fill. All right, the SPX did not fill its gap. It too was held by its um, 6 month level. So just want to confirm that real quick. I have it up over here. I'm going to take a quick peek at this because I have all of them. We can, calculate on the open and close for not only, the current volatility, that we calculate all calculations on the 3,000 day daily for daily bars, 3,000 days. But when you want to do those long term forecasts, you want to use um, a longer term, 10,000 days. And we did not gap fill. So this is going to be the next shoe to drop to come down, and they got the high, I guess almost got it, but they didn't get the close. And it's not a gap fill on the high. I mean, not technically. I guess they could technically say that they got the high, but they're supposed to get the close because that's where the gap comes from. Anyway, I think that they'll probably come down and fill that close. 56.66. I mean, that's such a bad number. Maybe they don't want to do it for that reason, but I'm joking. um, so we will keep an eye on that for the you can see it better over here that it doesn't look like it filled. That was 5,000 days. This is 3,000 days, and well, I guess it barely. But anyway, I was thinking they would come back to get that, but the monthly three is actually holding support over here also, so that's good. So we've got the 6 month ones and these monthly threes here. So, and the VIX is what's holding us up. They came back to test these 30-day means, and they got the first one, which are calcs, I believe, on the close, and then the calcs on the open are just above at 1955. So if we get some more higher volatility, it's coming back in to get this monthly mean, the 30-day mean here at 1955. Or otherwise, we just need to start pressing down and getting back up higher, but that probably won't happen until Monday. 5808 is the highest upper quarterly level, and it's a 12 3 month on the open. So it's my number of days in the quarter calculated on the open. So they technically have some room to go, but the monthly expiry was this 4 week one right on the nose. They went to the first 4 week level resistance above these twos and brought it back in. So, and that's so bizarre that these twos got taken up and down, up and down. And now that it's down, I'm afraid it's going to be down until Monday at 5 p.m. It is a PM settlement on Monday. So we still have Thursday, Friday, and Monday, 3 days to go. And I think that's right. What is today? Oh, today is Thursday. Oh, sorry. 2 days to go. I never know what day it is. So 2 days to go. And the ranges are 94.50. So theoretically, 200 point range for the full PT3 from where we are. Could get us, down to a new low, theoretically, if we got the full straight down. And the market doesn't do that. The market won't move straight down, but we'll see what happens overnight. They could just go sideways right in here, like I was forecasting earlier. Um, you know, Anywhere between 56.88, the lowest monthly three, and this 58.50. So it could just, gyrate up and down um, in that range. And because the dealer would not lose anything else. Um, so we'll see. NQ, same thing. It is just consolidated today inside of its ones. And let me go back to this. Here, over here. Sorry. So I'm gonna put this on NQ. And you see we're below the 6 month ones, just sitting on it. But that's kind of makes me nervous. If that starts going, we're going to definitely be in a bear market. So this is the long term chart. So there is NQ. Um, take a full look at ES. And you can see that we're flirting with that also. So it's not you're looking, real bullish at the moment, but I haven't given up faith. 5,700, had a lot of support on it. So that, was supporting these prices. A lot of puts down here, a lot of open interest. That was supporting prices sticking around up here. So we'll see what happens. Just, trade every day as it comes. Anybody can pick up anything and say anything overnight. I am convinced that the sell off was a result of Bloomberg pushing the negative signal story yesterday all day. And that's what happened with that. And there wasn't really any reason to sell the market off. So now they're trapped, and um, we're just in this flat range going into Monday close. So I'll be running projections for next week. Tomorrow, we can get our weekly range forecast going into Monday before we get the Jats levels, and I'll show you what those are and how to do it. And it's so super easy to do. We can just pull up the point range and draw the lines, ourselves in the chart above and below the close, and we'll get an idea of where those weekly ones are and be able to position ourselves in the market to hit those ranges, as well as the Globex range. We'll do it with the Globex too, and that will impress you because we can guesstimate very very accurately where the Globex Sunday will be, and I think that will knock your socks off when you see that we can get those range calcs. Um, I think I think you've noticed that I post the Globex levels in the morning as well. They're at the bottom. So if you go to your Substack, pull it up here and show you, and you come over to your points and levels, you see every morning I post the points and levels. You can find the Globex range down here and the 1 hour IB. So we can use these point ranges um, on the close and draw them above and below the line. So you can, especially on the one, so you can get, this is saying 5804 and 5843 from this morning. So I would have to update this for today's the close, and post that, and then you can see what the market's going to trade to. And in fact, I should do that every night because I can do that for you, and that way, and I could even give you the actual levels. I don't have to just give you the point. I mean, I can give you the points and levels. Is what I'm trying to say. We can do it both, and off the open or the close. I mean, it's so many levels. I know that is the only real criticism I get from everyone is there's just so much that you don't know which level to pay attention to. And that's why I love the quick strike because I can come in and get the GEX and the gamma and the open interest and figure out where the dealer's hedging is likely to come in. And usually it's going to hedge on a Jats PT line. I mean, like you see here, monthly three, 4 week one, that's not an accident. It happens over and over and over. They're using the variance trading model very, very, very close, if not pretty exact to Jats PT, very close. And we can see from our oscillator that the market was inside the daily two, and the Globex, I have to change this to a Globex, was below the Globex 3. So you can't have a range breakout unless the daily range breaks the Globex 3 or the daily 2, one or the other. Usually the Globex 3 will break first, and then if it's a strong momentum, it'll pierce that daily 2 also. But we have these down sloping bands for a reason. The volatility is coming in. It's retracting from being well overextended, coming down, and so is the realized vol. That was monthly. Here's weekly. So you can see it's underneath the weekly one. And um, and here's daily here. The 56.75 is under the daily two. So, you know, the ball is collapsing because and it's consolidating inside the ones because they don't want it to move very far before next Monday. We're just in this, you know, we're out of time. They're out of, data, and they don't, it's not going to go far at this point. And especially tomorrow, the last day before month end, I would not expect it to get any further than the 35 delta, or certainly the 20 delta. So, always look at where those deltas are and compare them to your JATS PT level. So, if you would like to talk about GEX, or, check your option pricing and chat about it, I would love to hear from you and see how you use it. All right. And then I can, help you with some more, futures strategies to, work off of that with our support resistance areas as far as levels that we expect them to hedge on. But there were a couple of really good setups this morning, and we, were able to identify this first one right away after my line broke. And that's, I had it. I even put it in the trade plan this morning that if that breaks, it's going to go down there and fill that and then bounce back, and that's what it did. So yay for me. I did that. I didn't. Grok didn't come up with that. I told Grok to put it in there. All right, you guys. Thank you so much, and y'all have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.